Yoga is the golden topic of discussion in Utsav today. Here, the gracious hostess is Miss Nalini Bhat. She has invited a guest on Utsav by the name of Mr. Shrikant Sabnis. Let's hear their conversation.
Namaste and welcome. This is Nalini on Utsav. We have a very special show today with a very special gentleman by the name of Mr. Shrikant Sabnis. Mr. Sabnis is a scholar with Masters in Mathematics at Pune University and Master level studies in Computer Science at Rutgers University. He is an expert in the field of analysis of computer-based safety critical systems, and he has worked for over more than 35 years and is currently working part-time supporting FAA program office. This is a brilliant background of Mr. Sabnis, but the reason we have requested Mr. Sabnis is not on the strength of his mathematical and computer background, but he is an expert yoga practitioner and a teacher, and we requested him to enlighten us here at Utsav on yoga, and he has kindly consented to appear on the show. And the depth of his training is simply amazing. He practices various styles of yoga like Life in Yoga, Holistic Vinyasa, Bikram Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Art of Living, and Vipassana Yoga. His teachers are Dr. Rajan Narayanan, Shannon Von Burns, Diana Kang, and Debbie Nachman. He has even learned Ayurveda, I recently learned, which he incorporates in his daily life. Mr. Sabnis is also an instructor at Life in Yoga, One Om Learning Center, and he also teaches gentle yoga for about 2-3 times a week. With all his engagements, he finds time to enjoy his grandkids, play chess, racquetball, take long walks. He's a very close family friend of ours for a long time. We are indeed fortunate to have him on our show. I bet you are eager to meet him. Let's welcome him to the show. Welcome, Mr. Sabnis, to Utsav. We are very excited to have you on the show.
Thank you, Nalini, for inviting me on Utsav. I'm really happy to be here and inspire the viewers of Salaam, India. I and my wife Rekha are at a stage where both of us don't have any major responsibilities, so we can spend time together. She also is an active practitioner of yoga.
I know, yeah.
So we practice yoga together, workshops, and also meditate daily. Okay.
That's wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful. So yoga in Sanskrit literally means union. Mm-hmm. And it is the union of the individual soul with divinity. Whether one realizes that goal or not, yoga will put you on the right path. It will at least lead you towards that goal. Could you please tell us the ways in which yoga expands our consciousness and thereby gives health benefits as a byproduct? Our viewers would like to know.
Yeah, the term yoga is used both ways. Mm-hmm. It's also is used for the final goal, which in Patanjali's terms is considered samadhi, and that's exactly what you are describing, union with the divine. And it's also used for the path for achieving that goal. Okay. And Patanjali, the great scientist, put together the path for achieving that goal, the eightfold path to achieve that goal. Okay. So there are 8 limbs of it, yama, niyama, and then asana. You know all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ashtanga yoga.
Ashtanga yoga. That's correct. Okay. And so, if you follow that path, then that will lead you towards the final goal. Okay? And I've been a teacher at Life in Yoga, and basically what we do is, the yama and niyama are things that everyone needs to follow. The other ones, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, and so on. We provide an integrated path where we combine these things and in the form of gentle yoga and meditation techniques provide you with the method of daily practice for that gentle yoga. So as you practice, you will develop connectivity with the divine, and that will lead you to expand your consciousness. You could develop intuitive abilities, and it's very, in a way, very easy to follow technique, but you got to practice daily.
That was my next question. We are so much bogged down by all these other activities. People may say, I don't have time for yoga, but actually the secret may lie in practicing yoga. That way, you can devote more time to other activities in a very calm state of mind and then perform other activities better. So I know that you're so busy and you practice so many different kinds of yogas. How do you find time, or do you deliberately make time for this?
As I mentioned, I have more free time, and as you get more practice in yoga, you will find time. In a way, yoga is being an observer, and you could be an observer 24 hours. No, that is the ideal state. But in a way, look at it that when you are not judgmental, you are in yoga. Okay?
It's difficult. It's difficult for ordinary people to be non-judgmental.
That is true, but with practice you can develop those abilities.
Yeah, the other day when we were talking, you gave a beautiful example of how our mind, body, soul works in terms of how a computer works. I was absolutely enamored by your explanation. Let our viewers also hear some of it. I thought it was beautiful.
I think if there are computers at the time of Patanjali, he might have used that terminology to explain, his method.
Right.
But basically, consider that each one of us is a computer system. Okay? And you know what computer system, it has hardware, software, plus it has some purpose. And so we have hardware. Now we can't replace hardware. Okay, that will be,
Obviously.
then now we can at least, replace some parts of the hardware, but not really the entire hardware.
Right.
So, as part of yoga, you need to tune that hardware.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, and there's also software, our mind. Consider our mind, and actually the chitta part of the mind. Mind consists of 4 different aspects. So the chitta aspect is really the, you can consider it as a software. And believe it or not, when we sleep, during our sleep, we get daily updates. That's what
your chitta is trained.
No, if you have a deep sleep, you get those updates, and that helps you, continue. As you know, if you don't have sleep, then that could really, a person could not survive if they don't have sleep, and that explains. And let's say you have a good hardware and good software, but the computer is just sitting on the shelf. What's the use of it?
Absolutely.
So you got to have a purpose, and that's where the spirit comes in the place. Okay?
Right.
So you got to have a computer which has a purpose, And sometimes that purpose is not very clear to us because we know about our purpose based on what our parents tell us or our friends tell us.
Right.
But as you let everything go and focus, actually let everything go, and you'll automatically realize what your purpose in life is.
Letting go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one part of the computer system. There is also another aspect that we are not just isolated computer systems. We are all connected. We are a distributed computer system, and each one of us has a receiver in it. And if you tune that receiver, you will be able to communicate with the divine.
So that is done through yoga.
That is done through yoga.
You do so many different varieties of yoga. Are they all ultimately same in terms of achieving that goal, or one is better than the other, or one is more effective than the other? You do so many Vipassana yoga, Ashtanga yoga, you do Hatha yoga, Bikram yoga. So do you think one has advantage over the other?
See, we have to look at it from the Patanjali, five aspects. So you have the 5 aspects where you have asana, pranayama, and so on. So as long as you are, you evaluate the technique based on that. There may be some yogas where there's only, asana and pranayama, but not emphasize on the other aspects.
Right.
So, I mean, as long as you realize that and you practice it, that's okay. But if you think that, hey, just asana is the entire yoga,
True.
That's not good.
True. Yeah, so many times the impression in our minds is that yoga, the body has to be very flexible. You have to be able to bend the body like a pretzel and whatnot. And, we are going to talk more about, how to practice yoga in our upcoming segment on Utsav, and actually you will be demonstrating some simple, gentle yoga as well as some rigorous yoga. So our viewers will be very enthusiastic to watch our next segment, which will air 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
So I think it's very great benefit for all the viewers when they can learn from how you teach on the show. Thank you so much for coming on this segment. We'll see you again with the asana demonstration on our Utsav again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nalini.
Thanks.
Thank you.